How do you really feel about this world that we're living? This world that seems more and more like it's not real.
We are living in a simulation. It's a very interesting subject, and there are more and more theories coming out, and more research suggests that we are living in a simulation because at the very core and fabric of reality, physicists are saying that it is now binary, a whole bunch of numbers to suggest that it is a program, so to speak, and this is where the observer effect comes in, that the act of measurement is actually collapsing the wave function. Listen to this video and let me know what you guys think.
More and more like it's a fucking simulation.
Yeah.
I'm kind of convinced now.
What, it is a simulation?
Yeah, there's something going on. There's something more to reality than what meets the eye. There's more to it than what you could put on a scale or what you could put a ruler to. There's more to this thing. This thing's made out of like some very bizarre energy that's attached to consciousness. That's what I think.
What do you mean by this?
I think that, I think it's really possible. First of all, it's inevitable that one day they will achieve a simulation that is indiscernible from reality.
Okay.
No doubt about it. They've gotten real close, where you could put on haptic feedback suits and you can see things and you feel like you're in a room. It's crude, but it's like, Nintendo from 20 years ago versus, some modern warfare game now.
Right.
They're going to get to a point where it's indiscernible.
Yeah.
How do you really...
What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
Matrix really does open people's minds up to the possibility that what they're experiencing is just a simulation, right? Now, in the Matrix, though, once you pop out of the simulation, it's another space-time world. So when Neo takes off the headset, he's back in a space-time world.
Welcome to the real world.
So is Trinity and everybody, they're all in a space-time world. So this, what I'm saying, is even more radical, that whatever is beyond space-time is utterly unlike space and time. But death is just stepping out of this headset. It's just to step back and go, oh wow, okay, oh no, I'm not a little thing inside the headset. The headset is inside of me. I'm eventually going to take the headset off. So I can have a looser relationship with all this stuff. I don't need to get that big house to be something. I don't need to have... A good example for anybody who's spent time in VR, what I'm saying will be obvious, right? If you're playing a VR game of like race cars, you see a red Corvette, when you turn your headset that way, you know that you're only seeing a Corvette that you're creating when you turn your head that way. You turn your head to the other side, now you're seeing a blue Mustang. The red Corvette is gone. It doesn't exist. There's no red Corvette in the computer that's running the game. The red Corvette is only in your mind when you look over there. Now you're seeing a blue Mustang because you're making that. And so you're rendering these things and then destroying them. There is a reality, but it's not Corvettes and it's not Mustangs. It's the supercomputer that's running the game. And that's what all I'm saying is evolution gave us this headset, and it's no surprise. I see the moon, I render a moon. I turn away, I don't render a moon, so the moon doesn't exist. There is something, but it's just not like it's not the moon. It's nothing like the moon. Just like there's a supercomputer in the VR analogy, but in the supercomputer, if you look, you'll never find any green Mustangs or red Corvettes.
Observer have to do with any of this. The observer collapsed the wave function simply by observing.
When you are not looking, there are waves of possibility. When you are looking, then there are particles of experience.
A particle, which we think of as a solid thing, really exists in a so-called superposition, a spread out wave of possible locations. And it's in all of those at once. The instant you check on it, it snaps into just one of those possible positions.
It's